Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we have a full moon in Gemini and I have a special message for you. Firstly, I want to remind you that nothing will stop you from manifesting what you're intending. It's time for you to believe that all will work out well. And when I say to believe that all will work out well, it comes to questioning why we think that it will not, right? Because we often, if not always, living our lives based in certain story, how things should be and how things will be. And because of that story, we usually don't step outside of the limited box to see if maybe we've been just limited, if maybe there's a whole new era of possibilities if we just question what we think to be true. So you need to remind yourself that it's time for you to believe that all will work out well. And every time you experience doubts, because we experience doubts, right? Oh, maybe it will not work out well. We all have been there, like to all of you who went through something heavy and you've manifested something great, you know how it works, right? And for all of you who are in that process and you're not sure yet if things will work out well, go to people who went through heavy stuff and see what they did. They've trusted the process. For example, when I had no money but a dream, I wrote down how I want to live my life. And then I've dealt with the struggle. I went through the struggle. And I was keeping up with the things that I had. And I was working hard for the things that were important to me until I've started seeing results. And sometimes we see results immediately and sometimes it takes years to see them. But as long as we have that clear image of what we want to experience and not a weak dream about how much money you want to have, but truly how you want to serve your soul, right? How you want to prepare your body so you can embody your soul in it, right? So you can express your soul through it. It truly means that you decide for yourself, well, I'm willing to find my voice. Doesn't matter where you are, who you are, how you are, I'm willing to find my voice. Because if we don't find if I don't find my voice, I will be following somebody else's voice. And look around you where it is leading you. So many people are lost because they don't question the voices they're following. And yesterday I've mentioned the Gemini. This full moon is in the zodiac sign of Gemini. And Gemini, if you look the symbol of Gemini, it represents like twins. And the mask that you are wearing, if I speak in a story, in a language of poetry, maybe, the mask that you are wearing is trying to be the identity of your soul. But because you don't know your soul well enough, that mask is a really bad copy. That's why there are so many people that are faking something they're not because they don't know who they are. And it's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. When I'm speaking to you, it's not your fault that you don't know who you are or that you're faking certain behaviors because you don't know what's your authentic expression. We've never been trained to or taught to live pure lives, like living pure-heartedly. And I think we are in the era where we have information, we have some great examples, we have teachers, we have wisdom, around us present in this time. And all we need to do is to open our eyes so we can see it and learn from it. So we can start applying it and practicing what works, what resonates with me. So there's something hard to understand when it comes to authenticity, because when somebody says to you, be yourself, it's like, it's so deep because we don't know what it means. For me, being myself, I've learned what it means when I've started painting, for example. Because when I've started painting, I've noticed that even if I'm afraid of speaking my truth, I'm never afraid of painting it. That's where I've noticed my first form of self-expression, of expression of my soul. Because if I say to you, can you express your soul? What would be your answer, right? We don't know the answer until we experience something profound, right? And many of you have experienced it before. Like maybe the last time you were dancing out of your heart, you've heard your favorite song and you've started dancing. It was not you, it was that pure force that is you. It was not your fake mask or persona. It was pure expression of the soul. That's how your soul feels when you pay attention to it. When you pay attention to the vibe, soul is the vibe. It's not something that we should think about. Oh, where is my soul? It's the vibe that you feel, right? Or if you're a painter, when you lose yourself in the flow of painting, in the process of creation, you stop thinking about yourself. There's no ego. You stop thinking about your life. You don't think about the problems, about your dreams and what is there or what needs to manifest. You don't think about that. You're in the purest vibe you can be. And that's what plug you out from time and space, and you experience a higher dimension. And that's something that's present within all of us. That energy, that possibility to tap into it, it's present within us. But because we don't know how to do it, and even when we experience it, we don't really know what's happening because we don't have words for that. We ignore it. So artists are often ignoring their gifts and that beautiful sensation because the world told us that it's not real. The world told us that if we can't prove something, then it's not real. But the joy is the greatest proof, right? Happiness is the greatest proof. Peace, inner peace is the greatest proof. You can't put it on paper, but you have it in your heart. And that's something that we truly need to acknowledge right at this time. And it is time for you. So when I say to you, believe that all will work out well, truly ask yourself, what is connecting you to that vision, to that idea, to that purest expression of yourself? What is connecting you? Is it curiosity? Like how much more amazing life can be if you free yourself from those weird false limitations? Or maybe how many great relationships are waiting you in the future if you let go of those limited beliefs? Truly, what is there, right? Isn't there a spark of curiosity when we think about what is there on the other side of my limitations right at this moment? And it's not that some people are just more courageous. Yeah, maybe they are. And maybe you find yourself anxious and scared and afraid. But you will always find somebody who was scared and anxious, or maybe angry, and had lack of energy, but was still able to overcome those limitations that you are experiencing right now. So it's truly important to find examples, because we're lacking great examples of how to live deeper in the truth, right? And the thing is that if we don't find our truth, we will continue to suffer. And if we continue to suffer, we'll continue to run programs that will give a proof to people around us that suffering is normal. Because if we look around us, we may think that suffering is normal, right? That somebody who's not suffering is born under a lucky star, or is just a bit luckier, or whatever. But we all know that that's what we create. The greatest magic we've been born with is an ability to decide. An ability to decide. And life is made by tiny little choices we made or make on moment by moment basis. So that is a huge realization. And you may hear me repeating it, and I will be repeating it until the end of my days. Because, if we don't pay attention to the choices we are making, we'll be making them unconsciously. And what is unconsciousness? Unconsciousness is a program designed by your environment. And if your environment is toxic and unhealthy, or unconscious programs will be toxic and unhealthy, and that's when we say, well, how to quit my toxic habits, but at the same time we don't want to quit them because it feels so uncomfortable. And that's where we are in the fight between soul and the character. The character is saying, I don't want to quit that because it's pleasant, it's my comfort. And the soul is saying, well, then you will lose the connection with me. And the character is saying, I'm fine by that, I've never felt you anyway. And we never appreciate things until they are gone, right? But when we lose the connection with the soul, we lose ourselves. And that's when people go through the rock bottom. And that's where we experience that wake-up call. And it's not beautiful. Often it's not beautiful. And for those of you who went through it, you know it. That's why people say that religion is for those who are afraid of hell, and spirituality is for those who went through hell and are ready to embrace the fears and anything that is standing between them and their inner peace. But of course there's a lot of faults also in many different spiritual ideas. So you need to recognize your spirit, and the truth within your spirit will always be revealed to you every time you're in tune with yourself. So whatever works, right? Whatever works to strengthen the connection with you. For me, it's most definitely an expression through painting. Most definitely. When I'm filming, sometimes I feel, well, today I have nothing to say. Today I have nothing to say. But then I write down something short, and suddenly something, awakens in my brain, and I start recording, and sometimes I just start flowing. So, we need to learn to get in control of the ship we are flowing with. If the body is the vehicle, if the mind is the tool, and emotions are like rips in the ocean in which the tool is throwing rocks. So, whatever mind will do, will experience through emotions. But if we're not aware of that process, we may feel victims of that process. Like somebody will throw something into you and immediately you will feel victimized. That's what can happen. I could read a negative comment and I would say, well, that must be true. And I usually approach it as there must be some truth in it, so I can improve my work. That's, I guess, a healthy approach to whatever we observe. But if we get obsessed with, like, if everything is 100% true, then it's hard to know what's right. That's why Buddha said, pick the middle point. Right? Choose the middle point. In everything there must be some truth, but some false as well. And the balance is in the middle. So whatever you experience, find the middle point in it. There must be something that is teaching you, and there must be something that is completely not important. So when it comes to beliefs and stories that are saying to you that you can't live a life of your dreams, that you can't be the purest possible expression of you, find the truth in that story, because that truth will tell you what you need to improve in your life. Usually our story will tell us, like, to me, I will use myself as an example. My story would say to me that my English is not good, so I will stop filming these videos because clearly people will not like my accent. I will not be able to pick the right words. Maybe my vocabulary is not as abundant as from somebody else, and that's why I shouldn't do it. And there is some truth in it. And that part of the truth inspires me to always keep learning, keep expanding my vocabulary, keep expanding my knowledge, keep working on my weaknesses. But there's also a part of the truth that nothing of it matters. It's the energy. I don't care about everything else. Right? And the middle point is improve what you can improve and let go of what is not important. Right? And that's where you unite these two twins, the Gemini. The character and the soul, you unite it, and the character will become an expression of the soul. And that's where you will get your power back. And you will experience something you've never felt before. You will feel you, and you will become your greatest you. And unexpected should happen in a certain amount of time. I think it's a life process. And that's probably why we are here. So let's have fun with that. Let's be joyful about it as much as possible, and always believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself. And when you lose the faith in you, well, take some time and go to places that reminds you of the beauty of life. Meet people that reminds you of your worthiness. And find somebody who's an example of who you are intending to become. It will help you to get back to you when you get lost in this interesting world. So, my friends, this is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed in today's message. I want to remind you we are running a giveaway on my Instagram page, I Draw My Passion, where you can win a free print of the painting Transcendence. Go there and check it out. We're also running a sale 10 off to all the prints of my art in my Etsy shop, I Draw My Passion. Also go there and check it out. And I love you all. You're beautiful and you're capable of anything you decide. So you just need to decide to do it and build your life on it. Take care of your actions. Build a discipline so you can design new habits. That's what often nobody will tell you. Discipline is important. Let go of what is not helping you to get where you want to be. And always pick the middle point. This is it. Have a beautiful day. May you be guided by curiosity for the truth and the greatest possible joy for life. With love, blessings, and power. Till next time, one love.